way through that. But, regardless of what happens in this game, I think to the eyes of the Miami Dolphins, entire organization, what Tua will show will certainly suffice. And moving forward, I looked at their schedule, and I think it's some very winnable games. This Sunday will be a learning experience, but it'll prepare him for the rest of the season. And being able to sit behind a guy like Ryan Fitzpatrick, it just means so much to a young quarterback. I had the luxury of sitting behind Chris Chandler, a guy who, was really good, very smart, and he won some games for the Atlanta Falcons. And just be in a room and listen to him talk, listen to the dialogue and the verbiage and how he communicated with Darren Reeves went a long way. So for Tua to be able to watch Fitzpatrick go out and win some football games, be able to learn from him, learn vicariously, it's going to take him a long way. And this weekend might not be the easiest for him, but it's a game that he'll never forget. But it's also an experience that'll set him up for a lifetime as the Miami Dolphins quarterback.
I agree with everything you just said. I think the thing is that he'll validate the accuracy of what you saw at Alabama, and he'll validate why the Miami Dolphins selected him with the 5th pick in the draft. And this is about not just about this game. This is about getting an opportunity to improve week in and week out. And so hopefully by the end of the season, then now, look, there are 3 wild cards now, Skip. There are 4 divisions, and it looks like the AFC North is going to possibly get 2, maybe even 3 of those teams out of there. So basically, it's going to be 1 wild card available. And so we're going to see how that turns out. But when you look at it, and you mentioned, Mike, going against Aaron Donald, going against Jalen Ramsey, I think for, because he has some mobility issues, you move him. Let's move the pocket. Let's roll this pocket some. Let's not just drop him back because he can throw from the pocket. But let's not just let Aaron Donald and those guys try and tee off. Let's make them find him, find out where he's going to be, his launching point is, as opposed to just snapping it back there and says, okay, he's 8-9 yards behind the center. Let's go get him. I believe in this young man. The biggest thing for him in his mind is to have one of those defensive linemen, one of those linebackers land on top of him. He get up and like, man, I'm fine. Man, let's go play some football now. Yep. That's going to be the biggest hurdle that he's going to have to get over, Skip, because he had one of the more serious injuries less than a year ago, and now he's starting a game in the NFL. But I expect his accuracy. He's the most accurate quarterback in NCAA history. I expect that to be on full display. Although it might not equate to a win on Sunday, you'll realize why they took him with the 5th pick in the draft.
So back to our man, Michael Vick. I'm intrigued listening to Michael talk about Tua because even though Michael had a much bigger arm than Tua and obviously had incredible escapability that Tua doesn't have, although Tua is mobile, I'm curious, Michael, do you find yourself pulling for Tua because he's a 6-foot-tall left-handed quarterback that might remind you just a little bit here and there of what you went through?
Yeah, I root for him for various reasons. And one, he chose the number 1. I'm glad he didn't stick with the number 13 because the expectations would have been through the roof, knowing that the great Dan Marino was there for so many years. So now it's a new era. 2, he's a lefty. And 3, like Shannon said, and like you just mentioned, his accuracy is on a totally different level. The way he threw the football in college, it was intriguing to me, and I watched him every single week just to see if it was going to be a drop-off, and I never seen it. It was consistency all the way through, and that's what the Miami Dolphins are going to get. And if it was anything that I could change about my game, it would definitely be the accuracy and the ability to slow down and play the way guys like Tua and Russell Wilson and Patrick Mahomes a better pace, and it allows you to play under control and make more plays, ironically. But I just love his stature. I love the way he's built. I love his frame. And more importantly, I love his attitude. I think that's what propels a quarterback into that hierarchy, into that echelon of greats. You got to start, and you got to have a great attitude.
Very well said. Now, back to what Tua is facing immediately. There's external pressure and there's internal pressure because the external comes from the fact that a kid taking a pick later, Justin Herbert, is just lighting this league up. I didn't see it coming. Shannon said he didn't see it coming. I'm not sure anybody saw this, but Justin Herbert's off to a rip-roaring start. He's averaging 308 passing yards a game, which is third most in the league. He's 12 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions. He's played best against the best, against Brady. He had a QBR of 88 and hit 2 big bombs. Against Drew Brees, he had a high QBR, and then against Mahomes, high QBRs. He's been really good when it's time to be really good. And then internally, Ryan Fitzpatrick had gone Tom Brady for about the last 4 games because he won 3 out of 4 with huge QBRs of 97 against Jacksonville and then 99 at San Francisco. And then they routed the Jets 24-0. He threw 3 more touchdown passes. And you guys know, being, longtime stars in the league, as veterans, you're at 3-3 and you're looking around the locker room. Wait a second, just because we had a bye week, we're going to throw the kid into the fire after Fitzmagic was nothing but magic in 3 of the last 4 games. That's a lot of heat on this kid on opening day for you against Aaron Donald and company, who are 3rd in the league in sacks. So man, he's under fire from every direction.
Yeah, Skip, take it from me as a vet. I don't care what you draft. I don't care if it's a quarterback. I don't care if it's a running back. I don't care if it's a wide receiver. As a veteran, I want the best guy to play.
Yep.
Now, you keep talking about the future and this before the future. My future is not guaranteed here. I'm talking about right now. This is what I know. I'm going to be here for the remaining of the season. And as you saw what happened in Philadelphia, okay, they wins, but they're building up statues and lighting candles and incense for Nick Foles. So guys don't care nothing about no future, Skip. They care about right now.
Right.
So there are a lot of guys in that locker room say the way Ryan Fitzpatrick was playing, he deserved to continue to play. 3-3, Skip. Buffalo's 5-2. Now maybe they would or maybe they wouldn't. But guys are like, hold on, that guy playing well. Why would we take him out of the lineup? There'll be time for Tua. Tua is getting valuable experience. There's nothing like playing, but he's getting valuable learning experience by sitting around behind Ryan Fitzpatrick and seeing how to conduct himself, seeing how to study, seeing how to break down tape, how to run a team in practice, how to run a team in the game. And so as a veteran guy, I'm looking like, man, oh yeah, Tua gonna be good, but Fitz need to be in there right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I truly appreciate Ryan Fitzpatrick contributions to the game, man, over the years, and all the young quarterbacks that he's been able to help mentor and tutor. Some worked out better than others, but I think it's just time. 2021 is going to be all about Tua and the Miami Dolphins, and I think Ryan Fitzpatrick understands that. Most importantly, he'll probably be the backup there next year, and the one thing that he can continue to do is continue to help Tua develop as a young quarterback, and that goes without saying, and that'll be a big inspiration for Ryan, I know, and something that he wouldn't mind doing as well and stepping into the role when needed.
But, Michael, wouldn't you agree that fairly quickly Tua is going to have to start living up to Justin Herbert and what he's doing, taking a pick later than Tua?
Yeah, the bar has been set, and Justin Herbert, he's so motivated. When you're not the first pick, or guys get picked before you, or however the order may be, you find certain ways to motivate yourself, and that's the correct way to go about playing the game. You got to find motivation from somewhere, and these guys have been watching each other. Everybody has the microscope on each other and seeing what's going on. How they're faring, how they're doing, and I know for Tua, he's probably itching to get out there to show what he can do.
Yep.
For Hubert, he's got a head start in terms of experience. But when I think about rookie quarterbacks after what Matt Ryan and Joe Flacco did, and even Ben Roethlisberger when they was rookies, it's no barrier right now to when they can get out there. I expect guys to go out there and play early and often, and I'm excited that the Miami Dolphins is making this move. It's been far too long that this team didn't have their franchise quarterback. They got him, put him out there and let him gain some experience.
Well, it might be a situation, Skip, you remember in the 2004 draft, Eli, Phillip Rivers, Big Ben.
Yep.
Eli goes number 1, even though he wins Super Bowls, and so did Ben. It's hard to say that he had a better statistical career than Ben or Phillip Rivers.
Yep.
And this might be a situation, these guys are going to always be linked.
They will.
Ben, Eli, and Phillip Rivers are linked together.
Yep, for the next 15 years.
And I'm a big Tua fan. I said it before. I'm crossing my fingers for a healthy and strong debut.
Yeah.